Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Arrow After Show. This is Wednesday, October the 23rd, and we are talking about Arrow Season 2, Episode 3. Joining me, as always, for our little Arrow After Show, first of all, is, of course, my wife, Ann Campia.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
And why don't you introduce Kelly? Even though I just did.
You just did. Yay!
Even though I just did. Yay! All right, so we just finished watching the episode, and let's start with your overall impressions of the episode, just quickly.
So, very quickly, if you could see my tablet, you can't see it. I've made a list, and I will say it in 30 seconds. Black Canary, Sonic Scream Attack started the episode off. Bart Mathis, the doll maker's in there. References to New 52. Everything I love about this episode, Officer Lance and the Arrow Hood relationship continues to flourish. Moira accepting her fate, as we saw. Felicity being Felicity and awesome. And lots of references to Birds of Prey, which I'm really excited about. Black Canary, Black Canary, Black Canary. Can you tell how excited I am about this episode?
Yeah.
It kicked ass, by the way. That's all.
Yeah, I thought it was a really, really, really good episode. I'm glad that we saw Black Canary. It felt like a sandwich because for a big chunk of the show, she wasn't around and I was starting to get antsy. But when is she coming back? When is she coming back? She came back. She had good theme music with her. And I really like this doll maker character. Too bad he's gone. He's probably the creepiest one I've seen so far. I have a thing for dolls like Chucky. They kind of scare me, but good episode. Solid.
I love this episode. It's my favorite episode of the season so far. And you made a great list of all the things to like about it.
She said it all.
Once again, Laurel really annoyed me. Although Useless Boy did not annoy me as nearly as much this episode, actually. I'm not saying he's starting to grow on me. I'm simply saying I wasn't wishing for his death as much as I normally do, and that's a step in the right direction.
Maybe because he wasn't spending so much time with Thea, so he's
That's true.
yeah.
And that's another reason I like this episode so much. Not a lot of Thea in this episode. It's like,
And what we did see was really sweet. You know, the interaction with Moira wasn't too bad. Wasn't too annoying.
No, it wasn't too annoying at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so like for me, some major points. Number one, Canary. I love the device they used, that she pulls out this toy that sends out the sonic scream. Because we had thought about how are they going to do that? Like, is she going to have some kind of ability? Is she going to have some kind of power? They don't. And they went with the device, and I'm really, really glad that they did. That was really awesome. It makes me wonder about, they're talking about bringing Flash.
They are bringing Flash
into this season, and I still do not like the idea of them bringing superpowers into this world. I don't like it. So but seeing what they did with Canary, I'm starting to wonder if Flash is not going to have superpowers, if he's going to have some kind of device that just makes him really fast. I know that sounds really lame and really odd, but it starts to make me wonder about that. But the big elephant in the room, there's lots of great stuff. That was at the beginning, and now there's just one big thing at the end. Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
Yes.
They mention Ra's al Ghul. And so it's like, wow, are they really going there? Are they really going there? And I'm not quite sure what they have in mind, but obviously when the dude at the end steps out of the shadows, who did we all think it was at first?
I thought it was
Tommy's dad.
Yeah, we
Merlin.
thought it was Merlin, right?
Daddy Merlin.
So it's like, oh, well, wait a minute. Now, is that where that connection came from? Is that what Merlin was into when he left after his wife died and went away? Yes.
I've got a theory.
Give me the theory.
Can we tell theories right now?
Yes, sure.
I've had this theory since season 1, by the way, when we thought, and I still think that Malcolm Merlin is not dead. I've always thought that he was training with Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins, and the fact that he is not dead makes me believe that he's over there now, healing, training, whatever he's doing, and we have this connection now with Black Canary, and obviously there's something going on there that is connecting all of this world together, and I'm so excited for this.
It does raise a question. How did she get connected to that? Like after the ship, how did she get connected there?
I think she washed up on another part of the island And there's something in the island that's connected to all of this, to the League of Assassins, to Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, Ra's al Ghul will be a great explanation on how she survived, on how if Malcolm survives, which I think he's going to be coming back and making a comeback.
Yes.
But every time I hear Ra's al Ghul, I think Batman. And I know there's all these theories of maybe they're going to bring Batman, which I doubt that's going to happen.
No, I don't think at all they're going to do that. Yeah.
Doesn't mean they can't make references to things in the
It'd be
Batman
great if they made references,
world.
though.
Yeah. They can reference Ra's al Ghul without referencing Bruce Wayne.
And
They can do all that.
Get them
But
so-
have we thought about this? What if these now in the flashbacks, this new group of men? What if that's League of Assassins? What if
possible,
and what if that is Ra's al Ghul's ship that
Yeah.
we find
Yeah.
him on, and at some point we find out that Ra's found her
Yep.
before finding the rest of them. I mean, that's
Exactly where I was
You know-
going.
a theory.
For the first time ever, I was really annoyed with Oliver on the island for some reason. I don't know why, but I the fact that he didn't want to leave Shadow behind.
Are you jealous?
No.
I get what
Maybe
you're saying, though.
I don't know what it was. It was like, man, be a man. She's got her thing going on. She's telling you to go, and it was so funny when Slade was like, "You're an idiot." Yeah, you're an idiot.
But they prefaced that. They had that conversation before Slade kind of fell over
Yeah.
the cliff, and he saved him, and he was like, this is the reason why you get yourself in trouble, is because you love people too much, or whatever that was. And
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I guess that was kind of the theme of this
yeah, so he was
episode.
being consistent in that thought process.
You know, it's funny. I am liking the relationship between Oliver and Slade on the island a lot more than I ever bought into the relationship between Oliver and Shadow's dad, whose name is eluding me right now.
Yafei.
Yeah, I'm buying much more into it. There's something really cool about it, but that explosion goes off, and Oliver looks over, and he sees the face on fire.
gosh.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there you go. Here's because they're so close, and they keep building such a great relationship. We don't see them drifting apart,
Right.
and you're thinking, how do these two ever become adversaries? Like,
Yep.
but one quick cut of the knife because of you, and I told you not to run towards it, and you kept running, and I got this thing blew up on my face, and my face melted. Now I'm mad.
That's a good enough reason to be pissed off at somebody, I think. I think a lot of us are speculating that there was going to be a rift because Slade
Shadow.
was in love
Yeah.
with Shadow, and there would be this odd love triangle going on. But this, to me, was the perfect way to grow that tension organically and not make it feel forced for the audience. I think if they went that way, where Slade is falling in love with Shadow and so is Oliver, then that I would have hated that angle, I think.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't have liked it either.
The guy he's the reason for your face getting burned off or whatever. Yeah,
Which
I'd
means
be
he
pretty
might need a
pissed too.
mask.
Gee, a
Maybe.
mask,
I
maybe.
don't
I'm going to tell you one of the things that I'm a little bit frustrated with, though. And this is a minor point, okay? And it just really kind of popped up to me today. We're only at episode 3. But unlike season 1 of Arrow, there was always a different guy on the list that Oliver was going through. But through all that, there was the one constant story thread of the undertaking. That was always a constant story thread. And as the season went on, we learned more about it and the next step in it and all this kind of stuff. This season so far doesn't have an undertaking. You know what I mean? Like like he's going from, oh, look, well, there's Black Dynamite with his claws. Okay, now here's the doll maker. Now here's this. Okay, that's great. But so far, and we're only 3 episodes in. Trust me, I'm completely aware that we're only 3 episodes in. But we are 3 episodes in, and so far I haven't been able to identify what's the undertaking of this season. What's the main story thread of this season? Do you guys see something that I'm missing?
Well, I kind of feel like right now they're just really building up the power of the trio. And the villains of this season, already just in 3 episodes, they're a lot more, intriguing than the vast majority in season 1. Save, what's his name? Forgot his name. The Count.
Oh, Count
Oh, right.
Yeah.
who's still around.
Yeah, but a lot of the guests last season don't measure up to what we've been seeing in just 3 episodes of this season. We had Black Canary, we've got the doll maker who freaks me out, and then I think it's going to they're gonna make something of it. We just haven't seen it yet.
Isn't it a little bit of waste though that you had a character like Dollmaker?
And he's dead.
And he's dead. We had him show up in one episode, and he's dead in the same episode. Now we can never use this again. I mean, isn't there other ways they could have wrapped up the episode without killing him and making sure we can never have Dollmaker again?
Yeah, I was disappointed that he died. I was kind of pissed at Black Canary for doing that because he was a solid villain.
But there were a ton of villains in season 1 that aren't dead. So we still have so many more to look forward to coming back as well. But for me, I think the reoccurring themes have been kind of the discovery of Oliver becoming not the vigilante, but Arrow. Mm-hmm. They mentioned the first time we heard Arrow in this episode.
The Arrow, yeah.
The Arrow, but him becoming more of a not superhero, but hero. And then also the theme of the city itself, Starling City, recovering from something so devastating that has broken the town, that as a collective, there are so many people trying to figure out how they can bring Starling City to what it was before. The means of them doing that has been different, but I think that's been a reoccurring theme as well for me in the first 3 episodes.
And I also think that this season they're going to focus a little more on Black Canary, where she came from, and how she's going to connect with Arrow, because their relationship is going to be so important. So I think that's probably why there's no undertaking-ish thing just yet.
And didn't it take a while for us to get to that Malcolm Merlin undertaking story angle? Like you said, it's only episode 3. I think we're not there yet.
I just felt like in the first season, though, like right from the ship sinking, I mean, there was something bigger was at play here. And I'm just saying, so far this season, I don't sense what the season 1 was about. The undertaking. Lots of stuff happened, but it was about the undertaking. What's season 2 about? We don't know yet.
Maybe relationships.
But that's a theme. You know, that's not what is this season about. And granted, we're only 3 episodes in, and that's fine. But, overall, this episode was great. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of the trio, I think, in this one. Just a little bit more. We got a lot of stuff between Arrow and Lance, which was pretty cool at the same time. I'm still so annoyed with Laurel, because I'll tell you what I was telling these guys. When the scene started where the doll maker had Laurel with the tube in her mouth and whatever, and he's starting to talk about his plan, I was yelling at the TV, "Stop talking! Hurry! Hurry! Kill her before Arrow gets there! Arrow's coming, you idiot! Stop talking!" I wanted her to die so bad. I really don't like the character at all. And I'll skip all the innuendo jokes we were making as the white creamy liquid was flowing into her mouth. Lots of jokes about spitting and swallowing, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, she lived. Now she does a little bit of a turnabout face.
Yes.
Did you buy the turnabout face?
I don't buy anything. She's just terrible. Unconvincing.
I bought more the fact that her dad is the one that put her in her place and said, "Hey, like, Arrow was trying to do some good and you're blaming him? Maybe you should be looking at yourself." I
did like the line about how a guy with a bow and arrow isn't going to save a guy from a building falling on top of him. That was kind of funny and poignant at the same time.
Yes.
All right, well, let's wrap up our thoughts here. Anne, let's start with you. Just once again summarizing your overall likes and dislikes of this episode.
I would say this is my favorite episode of the season so far. We're only on episode 3, so there's a lot in this episode. It was just jam-packed for me. Every other minute, I was like, what? Huh? But yes, love all the references, the subtle references for the comic book fans, and Black Canary being in the episode.
I'm sorry to interrupt. You're going, yeah, there are lots of things that make me go, huh? What? And I was about to say, you have to understand, right before watching Arrow, we watched Sons of Anarchy. I was about to say, yeah, like when Jack shot her in the head. Oh, wait a minute, that's a totally different show. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Back to Downton Abbey. I mean, Arrow. No, it was great. That's all I have to say. This was what I want, and then some. I was asking for more last week. This is more, and I can't wait to see next week.
Corey?
All right. So, what secrets does Moira have? So I'm kind of curious about that. So that might be an underlying new undertaking.
That's true.
I really liked this episode. I liked watching Black Canary in action. It was solid. They were calling him Arrow a lot this time, which was really neat. doll maker, too bad that you're dead. The only thing I didn't like was Oliver on the island. For some reason this time, she was kind of a wimpy person. I was like, oh, God.
But we can forgive him for that because that's years ago.
Yeah.
So we kind of forgive him for that. Yeah, I'm the same. I loved the way Canary has become more eccentric. I like the little device that they use with her. The fact that she stepped in and saved Arrow at the beginning, which I think may suggest she does know who he is. That might, because what was she doing there, really? Why was she breaking him out of the police? I mean, that raises some interesting questions. But the whole thing, Ra's al Ghul, I mean, where are they going to go with this? I guess they're going to set up a big thing with that. And is Ra's al Ghul and the Assassins, is that new group that we see in the flashbacks on the island? So lots of really cool stuff happened, and lots of open-ended questions that began that are going to lead us in the next few episodes. So that'll do it for us. So Anne, where can people find you on Twitter if they want to follow you?
You can follow me at Anne Campia, my name.
And Kaori?
Yeah, you can follow me at Kaorious, Kaorious.
And you can find me at John Campy. We'll put our Twitter handles in the description of this video below. So thanks a lot for joining us, guys. Make sure you come back next week. We will be talking about Season 2, Episode 4 of Arrow next week. So until next time, we'll see you then.